'Cause I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I've breathed the mountain air, man. I've travelled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Been to Tullamore, Seymour,
Benalla.
Lulaban, Nambour, Roochdore, Kilmore, Rillabar,
Benalla.
Birchville, Emmaville, Wallaville, Connemara, Connemara, Strathround, Prosper, Nalladalla,
Benalla.
Darwin, Gingin, Nilliquin, Muckdilla, Wadilla, Buggerville, Cumberland, Ramakiller. I've been everywhere, man.
Hey, Neil.
Hey, yeah.
Before we go there,
Yeah.
Is it too early to tell a little secret about the bloke that sang that song?
What, that he's going to be on the show in a couple of weeks?
Oh, is he?
Yeah, no, he can't tell anyone, right?
All right.
Do not tell anyone that Lucky Star will be on the show in 2 weeks' time.
All right, I'll keep it a secret.
The other one, I don't know whether I mentioned before we go back on the air, young talent timer Sally Boyden will be on next week.
We're not allowed to mention that either.
You can't say that either.
Okay.
Okay. So, and why Lucky Star's coming on the show is very, very exciting. That's all I'm going to say. As
Right.
is Sally Boyden. Sorry, Jill, we're going to come and talk to you now. Jill Cook, she's in Benalla. Hello, Jill.
Hello, Neil and Rob. How are you?
Oh, dangerously
Excellent,
well.
excellent.
Sorry, we just took some of your time telling about who's coming up on the show over the next couple of weeks.
I do not mind. Do not worry about it.
That's okay.
You and I had a quick chat off air, and like all people who live in regional Australia, the last couple of days when the precipitation was very, very heavy and long, we got happy farmers around.
Absolutely. I think everyone in the area is very happy all over Victoria. It's been well overdue for a good soaking. So, yes, it's and a lovely day today, sunny day to back it up. So that's even better to help that grass grow.
The ultimate test of whether or not people are really happy is, would you describe the town as cock-a-hoop?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, good word that, or three words, whatever it is.
If they're cock-a-hoop, then we know that we are happy. Now, the great man Johnny Chester, well before your time, if I'm guessing the right age in your voice, he wrote a song called Highway 31, and it was a song what described a man leaving Melbourne and heading north. And he goes through all these towns. Benalla doesn't get a mention, but you are one of the prominent towns on what used to be Highway 31.
Absolutely. Now, the Hume Freeway. So anyone that's been travelling up from Melbourne to Sydney, or even Albury, would have gone past Benalla.
Indeed. Now, I'm led to believe by the powers of research. Jill sent me a text that you didn't live all your life. You were somewhere outside of Benalla when you were born and growing up.
Yep. So I grew up on a farm close to Badaginny, or between Badaginny and Warrenbane, which is about 10 minutes from Benalla. So yeah, very close by. Grew up on a sheep farm there with mum and dad, and the family's been in the area for, I think I'm the 5th generation in farming in the area. So yes.
Are you going to go back to the farm?
Maybe one day.
No, he means to work on it, not as in to visit the folks.
No, not
we're
that.
assuming you head home occasionally.
Do you still have a love for that beautiful merino wool?
Oh yes, absolutely. I do feel most at home on the farm, and it's a beautiful place to be, and a great sort of place to grow up as well. So yeah, I think maybe one day move back to the farm and help out there.
Now, with all due respect to your fine town, and for those who are going to wonder why Rob shuts up now, Rob's leaving the building, by the way. He's heading off to the Geelong show. Stick around after 11 o'clock, folks, and you'll hear Rob talking with Tommy.
Thank you, folks. We'll be back next week. We're back on Monday morning to the front page as well. David Parkin, my special guest at 10:30. See you soon.
Bye. Sorry, I'll chop that bit out of the interview so that people don't think that we are talking about Rob instead of you. With all due respect to Benalla, it's not a place I've ever spent a lot of time. It's a place that people tend to drive past. What would people do if they came to Benalla for a day or 2 or 3?
There's quite a few things to do in Benalla, actually. So over the past few years, we've become very well known for the Benalla street art. Mm-hmm. So we've had quite a few international artists come along to Benalla over the years with our street art festival, and previously Wall to Wall. So quite a lot of the walls around town have some beautiful street art, and also part of the Northeast Victoria Silo Art Trail. So in some of our other smaller little towns, Devonish, Gurumbat, you've got some lovely silo art as well. So that's well recommended. We've also got Winton Wetlands nearby, so some lovely walks and bike rides out there, and some more art to look at. Some local Aboriginal artists have made lots of lovely artwork there. We've got, if anyone that's been through Benalla would know that the town is separated in two by Lake Benalla. The lovely walk around the lake, past the gardens and rose gardens. And I suppose this time of year in particular is a really lovely time to come to Benalla because the roses are starting to bloom. Coming up in November we've got the Benalla Rose Festival, so quite a lot of activities in the first 2 weeks of November for anyone wants to travel up this way. So yeah, there's quite a lot to do. I mean, they're close to Winton Raceway and gliding. Benalla's very well known for its gliding and the location, so plenty to do up this way for those that want to stay for a couple of days.
I knew about the Winton thing. Gliding, there is no way in the world you will ever get me in a glider. It's hard enough for me to get into a small aeroplane. I don't mean physically, I mean, with that motor out the front going around. When there is no motor going around, that would freak me out big time.
Yes, I can't say I've been myself. Maybe one day I'll get up there, but...
Yeah, I think it would need a significant amount of alcoholic intake, which we only advise people to do in moderation. Now, there's also a bit of sport goes on in your part of the world, and being an old Brisbane Lions man myself and an old Donvale High School student, the Rockcliffe family are a family up there that are well known to AFL fans and the former young Tommy.
Yes, yep. Did very well for the Brisbane Lions as their captain for many years. And I was actually thinking about it. I was at his very first game at the MCG many years ago. So that was a fun little time there to support a local Benalla boy in his first AFL game.
I think I might have been there as well. You might have come across and said hello. I thought that was a bit rude you didn't. Of course, his dad, Jeff, and his wife, whose name eludes me. I went to school with Jeff. And boy, oh boy, if there's ever any question about whether or not Tom is Jeff's son, just stick two photos of them together and I don't think it'll be too much of a doubt.
Yeah, right. Pretty obvious.
I remember when Tom first started playing, I looked at him as a, whatever he was, 18-year-old, and I'd gone to school with Jeff as an 18-year-old. Very, very similar in their appearance, let me tell you. So in terms of accommodation and stuff, people can find somewhere to stay when they're up there?
Yeah, absolutely. There's quite a few little motor inns and places to stay. So, plenty of accommodation, probably some Airbnbs as well. Yes, definitely.
And bring your caravan and go out to Baddaginny. It's only 10 minutes out of town. And go and say Jill sent you. That'd go down well with the fam, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. No. No, being my last name being Cook, I think we're fairly well known around the...
Yep.
But yes, not so much in the way of accommodation out in Baddaginny. There's not heaps going on there.
The Baddaginny Hilton closed now, has it?
Pardon?
The Baddaginny Hilton has closed?
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, well, that's fair enough too. So if people are coming up the highway from Geelong, they'd allow 70 k's to get to Melbourne, so, call that an hour. How much further past Melbourne are we driving?
It's about 2.5 hours drive from Melbourne up the Hume, and yeah, fairly easy drive given it's all freeway. There are back roads to take from the scenic route, but
yep.
It's about 2.5 hours.
Yeah, stick it on cruise control when you leave Geelong and you're pretty much there, I would have thought.
Pretty much, yeah.
Go around the ring road, you wouldn't need to worry about... Well, of course, you'd slow down appropriately, but you could stay at the speed limit and pretty much go at freeway speed pretty much the whole way.
Yeah, and obviously the traffic, the further out from Melbourne you get, the traffic gets a lot easier to deal with as well. So, no, not so much peak hour out in the sticks.
Now, a critical question that we're going to ask is, in the main street of Benalla, there will be a bakery. How good's the pie?
Pretty good. There's actually a few bakeries to choose from.
Oh, no, we can't have that. We can't have that. One bakery, because otherwise we have to go and spend lots of money on lots of pies, and we can't do that, can we?
You should, you need to do a taste test of each different one and see which the winner is.
A good point, although you as a cook, you should probably be able to tell us, shouldn't you? Hey, we're going to explore that much more in the Regional 250 when you and I chat representing the rural city of Benalla at some stage in the next couple of weeks. So looking forward to that chat and looking forward to getting to know a bit more about Benalla.
Absolutely. Thank you for the interest.
Thanks, Jill. There she is, Jill Cook in Benalla. We'll chat soon.